All right, last video. This is going to cover numbers 10 through 12 on your worksheet. All right, I'm going to present the worksheet here so you can see that on your screen as I work through it. There we go. All right, so you should see the last three problems there. Find the value of x. So in number 10, they tell us that MNOP is a square. So again, you need to be thinking about the properties of a square. That squares have all sides that are the same. So all of our sides are equal. We know we have right angles. We know that our diagonals are perpendicular. So all of those things. But it looks like we've been given sides. So the properties about the sides of a square is that they're the same. They're equal, so all the sides are the same length. So if I know that all the sides of my square are the same length, they're all congruent here, I can set this side equal to this side, right? So that's what I'm going to do. 5x minus 8 equals 3x plus 14. All right, I'm just working it way up here just so I have room. All right, I have an equation now, but I have a variable on both sides of the equal sign, so I need to get the variable on one side. So I'm going to subtract 3x from over here and subtract 3x from over here. So I'm left with 2x minus 8 equals 14, right? All right, and then I'm going to add 8 to both sides, and I have 2x equals 22. I'm going to cross that out because that cancels. I'm going to divide by 2, and x equals 11. So that is the answer for number 10, is x equals 11. All right, that is number 10. Again, look at your figure. Remember the properties that go with that specific figure. So speaking of that, let's look at number 11. 11 is a rhombus. And remember, rhombuses, squares, rectangles, those are all special types of parallelograms. And we learned a bunch of properties about parallelograms. So we want to keep that in mind, that rhombuses are parallelograms. They're just a special type of a parallelogram. So all the properties that apply to parallelograms also apply to rhombuses. All right? So if that's the case, looking at what they've given to us, they've given us angles, right? Those quantities there, 7x minus 28 degrees and 10x minus 13 degrees are the measurement of angles. So a lot of you are thinking, well, we don't know anything about the measurement of angles of a rhombus. We do, because we know that a rhombus is a parallelogram. And a parallelogram, one of the properties is that the consecutive angles are supplementary, right? So angle G and angle F are consecutive. They're next to each other, right? So they are supplementary. So if they're supplementary, when you add those two angles together, you're going to get 180 degrees. So that's how we're going to set up our equation. We're going to say that 7x minus 28 plus 10x minus 13 equals 180. Making sure I can put that in there, okay? So there's my equation. That should be an equal sign right there. Equals 180, okay? Now, all of my variables are on one side of the equal sign, so I don't have to worry about moving them. So now I can just combine my like terms. All right, so I have a 7x and plus 10x. That becomes 17x. Make sure you check this. You've got negative 28 minus 13. So that's negative 20. That's the same as negative 28 plus a negative 13. So that means I'm going to add those two numbers together. So 28 plus 13 is going to equal negative 41, or negative 28 plus negative 13 is going to equal negative 41, and that's going to equal 180. Okay, so you should have 17x minus 41 equals 180. Now I'm going to continue to isolate the variable. I'm going to add 41 to both sides to get rid of that. All right, so then you should have 17x equals 221. That's an x there. All right, and then I'm going to divide by 17. Divide by 17, and when you do that, you are going to get 13. Okay, so that's how we find the value of x in that rhombus. Okay, again, remember that a rhombus is a parallelogram, and parallelograms have special properties, and we're going to use those special properties to help us find the value of x there. All right, last problem, we have a rectangle. Again, a rectangle is another type of parallelogram, And one of the properties of parallelograms are that opposite sides are congruent. So we're going to use that property here to help us solve that one. This one, sorry, to help us solve number 12. So if opposite sides are congruent, that means this side is congruent to this side, right? And this side is congruent to this side. Really, all we need to know is that WZ is congruent to XY, because that's going to help us solve it. So I can set those two values equal to each other because they're congruent, right? So I can say 7x plus 4, sorry, make sure that's plus, equals 3 times the quantity x plus 8, okay? So I need to distribute that. That's part of my simplifying here. So 7x plus 4 equals 3 times x plus 3 times 8. So 3x plus 24. Don't forget to distribute the 3 to the 8, okay? So now I have 7x plus 4 equals 3x plus 24. I've got a variable on both sides of my equal sign, so I need to move that variable over to one side. So I'm going to move my 3x. I'm going to subtract 3x from this side, subtract 3x. I'm running out of room here. That cancels out. So I'm left with 4x plus 4 equals 24. All right, it's an equal sign there. Subtract 4, subtract 4. So I have 4x equals 20. All right, and then I'm going to divide by 4, and you should get x equals 5. There we go, all the way down to the bottom. So x equals 5 for number 12, and that is your answer. I hope that has helped you figure out those problems, and I am going to stop right there. If you have any other questions regarding this, please feel free to email me, and I will help you through any problems that you have. All right, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.